Good Saturday morning, everybody. Welcome back. Looking like another beautiful day. You see things are kind of clearing up behind me back there. So, what's on the agenda for today? More like wash, rinse, repeat here. I just took a quick look over there at my stack of lumber. I've got about 70 stickers in that pile right now, and I'm back over now. I've got the table saw out and I have to cut more. I'm out of them. So I've probably cut for maybe 5 or 6 actual boards, ripped them down. That poplar I had sitting around forever. You guys have seen that before. I've probably cut 5 or 6 of those boards total to get that number of sticker. I've got 6, 2, 4, 5, probably 6, oh no, plus those 2, 7, 8. I've got about 8 or 9 boards left. So based on that stack of lumber is probably 2 feet high. So I don't know, I could get 2, 4, 6, 8 foot, maybe an 8-foot stack. If I have 2 8-foot stacks of lumber over there, by the time all this insanity is done, it will really be something to see. So anyway, I got to get to ripping these boards down, and we're going to fire the mill up and start going. Rebecca is out already this morning. She had an appointment in Asheville today, so she's running around down there. And I don't know, she'll be back sometime, but we got to make some more sawdust here, so let's go. I just want to show you this here. This is one of the problems with getting wide plank boards. All right, when I got these from my mill, these were 12 inches. These were ordered at, they were 1 by 12. So this is 12-inch wide poplar. I'm trying to look at the grain pattern here. Fairly vertical. So it's not like it's right next to the pith or anything like that. But as it dries, now this stuff has been sitting out here maybe a month, maybe 2, but you could see that it just cracked. If this was already installed and dried on the structure itself, this crack would, obviously have still happened. It's just kind of the way this was. So anyway, this is why I'm trying to avoid, I think 10 inches is my max of what I'm milling right now. And this may still happen. Now, every species of wood acts differently. So this being poplar, may act different. It will act differently than what my 10-inch wide pine boards is that I'm milling. So, this is just what I'm trying to avoid, things like this. So now, could this have been prevented? If I stacked weight on top of it as it was drying, or, I don't know, if I tried to kiln dry it, speed dry it, who knows? Somebody out there does. I don't, but I'm just showing you that this is why I'm trying to avoid wider planks. All right, guys. On with the stickers. First log on the docket, this one right here. It's a decently straight log. It might be 12 to 15 inches across, and we should be able to get some good wood out of it. But first, we got to get it to the mill. Guys, this may be the largest log that I'm going to try and pull up manually here, so this should be interesting. There's no knots on it, so it should roll pretty well, but it's heavy. So we'll see what's going to happen. All right, here we go. I couldn't keep the pressure on the top of the log. As the log got higher, the rope was getting lower, so I needed to continue pulling up. Damn, that thing's heavy. Whew. Well, guess I gotta crank it. Well, after much debate of how I was gonna get that log up there, I just hand cranked it up. No problem. Time to pressure wash away my failure. Here we go. Just washed that baby off. It was really nice. There wasn't much sap on it at all. So I've got it kind of lined up right now to where it'll roll on without hitting the mill. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Just like that. Well, once I got this log up on the mill itself, it does have a little bit of an arch to it. I've got my toe board in down there. You can kind of see that. So I had to lift this end down towards the mill there. I lifted that up maybe 2 inches or so just to kind of level it out with the pith on this end. So yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Well, raising that end down there did exactly what I was hoping and what I assume it's designed to do. It's make pretty much a level cut. So you can see this end and this end are just about mirror images of each other. And then of course down here, this is the bottom part of the bow that was in the log. Of course, I just barely scraped the top of the bark off of that. So it did just about exactly what I was hoping it was going to do. And yeah, this is just one of those things that I need to work on as far as, you know, maximizing the amount of board feet coming out of each log. So I'm going to keep putzing around with this, and we'll see how it turns out. Well, a little afternoon update here. Just want to show you what I've been up to. I just pulled my second log out of this pile here, and it's over. Kind of got to work it up to the rack over there. I just pulled it out with a four-wheeler. And earlier, before I went to lunch, I had a pretty banged up little pine. It was 12 feet, but I ended up cutting it down because the end was just too bowed and it wasn't going to work for really anything. I looked at some of the plans I had for some of the cabins. One of them needs a 92-inch, several 92-inch 4x4. So that's what I did. I cut this top one down here. It was 12 feet. I cut down to 8 feet and made a 4x4 out of it, and it turned out fantastic. So definitely looking good on that front. Here's the next log I have kind of lined up. I've got to, get it rolled up and get it up on the rack. Well, you just watched me there at about 5 times speed. I just cut 7. These boards are 8 inches wide here, so I could just cut 7 of those out. You probably saw the process of that entire log right there. So I do on this top one here, probably the top one, maybe the bottom one as well. You can kind of see this right side of it here has some live edge on it, and yeah, well, so does this side here a little bit. So what I do, I put these in the drying rack over there, and once they're dry, if you look down this board, I can certainly get, like I said, these are 8 inches wide, so I can certainly get a 6-inch board out of there with no wane on it. So yeah, that's kind of how I do that. I leave that, if it is just a little bit here, this second board you can see it's definitely got some bark on that there as well, but that something like that might actually be acceptable as part of the build. So you never know where I'm at in the structure to where it's like, well, some live edge on this part of the wall or the floor or something like that might look pretty sweet. So that's why I don't, I'm not too picky about some of the wane on there. And yeah, well, I now brush all these off and I get them over to the drying rack. Well, we're just about wrapping it up for the day here, and I wanted to show you, this actually happened on the last log that I cut, and really the last couple boards. So this board, you can see kind of these here, that they actually look like they're pretty good looking boards, and they were going to be usable boards until I actually dropped them to knock the dust off, and they snapped in half. It looked like there was like a like maybe a sap pocket or something, and then they bowed. They just snapped and bowed. There was so much tension in that board that it just bowed out like that. It's unbelievable. So I lost 2 whole boards like that. Here's the other one. You can really see how this one just kind of whoops. So yeah, it snapped. And here's where it did snap. This is a good look at what it is. Like I said, it just seems like it's a sap pocket that ran the length of the tree, and that there was so much tension in that it just snapped. Anyway, pretty crazy. Besides that, it was pretty much business as usual today. We definitely got some more wood on the stacks over there. I've got the tarp lowered down. You can see that. Tomorrow looks like it's going to be a washout, so you might not get to see my smiling face tomorrow. So I've got the mill covered up. Everything's pretty much cleared up out here, so you're ready for rain. Anyway, yeah, things went good today. No issues, and yeah, well, we're looking forward to getting back out here as soon as we can. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. We might not see you tomorrow. We'll see you when we see you.